Welcome to Backpage Blues. I'm joined by Charlie, the Hurricane Skillen from the Mail Online, and it's time for my favourite part of the week. We're going to answer your questions. So firstly, thank you very much for getting them into us. And secondly, we should probably make a start and get through as many as possible. Shall I go?
Yeah, go on.
Okay, Macca Robson. Macca, thank you very much for your question. In the next window, do you think if we're not in the top two by Christmas, we will end up spending big?
Yes, I do. I think Chelsea have got a lot of targets in mind. You know, I'm not going to sit here and tell people that Paul Pogba is going to come in.
So basically, in January, if we're not in the top two, are we going to go into the transfer market heavily?
I don't
think so.
I think we're going to buy anyway.
Good deals don't happen. I know Torres came, and I know there's been a few, but generally, good players don't leave their club.
Look,
big clubs don't sell in January, do they?
Big clubs don't sell, but big clubs do buy. I think that, look, let's face it, it's not been a great start to the season. I'm not saying that's going to carry on, but if we're not kind of doing very well in January, I think they will look to remedy that as soon as possible. I don't think for a minute Chelsea won't finish in the top four, but if there's even a danger of that,
they'll put it right in January.
They'll put it 100% right in January. I think the way that Chelsea didn't get their targets in the summer, I think it opens opportunity for January.
Okay. Well, there we go.
Yeah. Next question is from Adam. He's asked, do you see the likes...
I know him. I don't know him personally, but I talk to him on Twitter sometimes.
Nice
Thank
fella.
you for your question, Adam. Yeah, really nice fella.
Yeah, actually, I think
knows
he's
his
knows
stuff.
his stuff, yeah. Do you see the likes of Kennedy, Traore and Loftus-Cheek playing a pivotal role this season?
Absolutely. I think Ruben Loftus-Cheek, I'm going to take Mourinho at his word and say that Loftus-Cheek is going to feature this season the way that Mourinho promised us that he would. Mm-hmm. He already came on the other day against Palace and he did very well, I think. You know, he looked after the ball well. He was thrown into the deep end. It's very difficult for him in those situations.
I think wrongly by Mourinho. I think he was wrong to chuck those kids in at the deep
end. I do as well.
But they're both impressed.
I do as well, but absolutely, they're both impressed. And I think Kennedy looks like a brilliant football player. So dangerous going forward. Again, he was played out of position in that game against Palace, but he did look very dangerous. Yeah. And, I'd like to see more of Kennedy and Loftus-Cheek. I think that they're the two, if anyone's going to do it. But, yeah, I'd love to see Traore do it as well. But I think I'm going to take Mourinho at his word with Loftus-Cheek. I think that one will definitely happen. And I think Kennedy has played himself into the reckoning. I think he's just been great when he came on.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, it depends what Adam means by a pivotal role. I don't expect these players to be starting against Man United or anything. No. But I think they can play a pivotal role for them, which would be getting 20 minutes here or there, getting the chance to impress, playing in League Cup games. And in fact, all those three players, actually, I'd be actually disappointed if we didn't see them.
So we see those three at Walsall in a couple of weeks?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, look,
You're going to Walsall, by the way?
Yes, I am. Looking forward to it.
Yeah, I am as well. Yeah. It'd be good.
I know.
Cheers for your question there, Adam.
Bit different from Milan and Rome.
Yeah, absolutely. Better. Jack Owen. Jack, also, thank you very much for your question. Which player sold in recent years was a mistake and would improve the current first team?
I know.
How long have you got here?
I know who you're going to say.
Yeah, I'm obviously going to, because I'm sane, I'm obviously going to say Juan Mata.
Oh, sorry.
No, Juan Mata. I think Juan Mata was one of the most gifted football players I've ever seen grace the game. I think he was a magical man. And it still irks me that he left under the circumstances that he did. Going to Manchester United, even worse. I think that he's a brilliant football player.
I do think a lot more effort could have been made from all parties to keep him and make him a decent player.
Look how desperate we've been. You know when you need to win a game. Recently, the other day against Palace, you need to win a game, and you look at the bench. That could be. I mean, it isn't at the moment, but that bench could be Juan Mata, Andre Schürrle, David Luiz.
Yep.
And it isn't. It's
No, it isn't. I mean, what I will say, Chelsea got good deals for those players going out, but I think we've been lacking that kind of real creativity that Mata brings, and goal scoring as well. Our attacking midfield, apart from Hazard, like Willian and Oscar, aren't really goal scorers.
And Hazard doesn't score enough.
Fabregas and Matic certainly aren't goal scorers. So I think that bit of inventiveness would go really well. Yeah. The other player, you've just mentioned him as well, I would have liked to see a lot more effort to keep Andre Schürrle at the club. Yeah. I felt like while he blew hot and cold quite a lot, especially when he started.
Again, he scored goals, didn't he?
I think he came on, he scored quite a few important goals for Chelsea. He came on, added something different. Hopefully, we've done that now with Pedro. Yeah. But I'd still like to see him
I like Andre Schürrle. Yeah. I wish him very well. Yeah. Fulham away, he got a hat-trick that time.
He did. That was a great day. That was a great day.
Fulham away.
Great day at Craven Cottage. The JMO8, who I think question's been on the show before. What is the best volley you've ever seen a Chelsea player score?
Oh, great question. The best volley, I wasn't at the game, but it's one of my favourite ever goals that I've seen. Get on YouTube now, or you're on YouTube. Open up a new tab.
After you finish watching this.
Yeah, finish this,
yeah,
absolutely. Open up a new tab and look at Kerry Dixon scoring a goal at Highbury. It's one of the best volleys I've ever seen. And when it goes in, look behind the goal. Watch the Chelsea fans celebrate behind the goal. It's a truly beautiful sight. And it's a goal that I must have watched well over, however many views that video has had, I'm responsible for a fifth of them. I've seen that. I've watched
Very
that.
Precise,
I watch that video once a day. I think it's absolutely brilliant. Fantastic volley.
It is brilliant, and that kind of such an iconic goal in the club because it was Chelsea back in the big time.
Yeah.
It was going to Highbury after 5 years of being in the second division,
Yeah.
and it was getting a result with Chelsea fans taking over the whole ground.
Yeah.
It was excellent.
It was brilliant. What about you?
It's only one for me. Mark Hughes, 1998, Vicenza, Cup Winners' Cup semi-final at Stamford Bridge.
Really?
3-1.
I'm on the telly.
I know.
You know, I'm in the celebrations.
Well, that's my favourite bit of it, obviously.
Yeah. Well, after Mark Hughes scores a goal, he runs off. You can see me in the back of the Matthew Harding in a little bobble hat soaking wet. It's it's true.
The hair wasn't quite as stylish then,
no,
was it?
sadly not. But yeah, I agree. That was an incredible volley because he made it all himself. He won his own flick. Most of the time, strikers flick it on to someone else, don't they? He flicked it on to himself. Pinged it in.
He loved to volley, Mark Hughes.
And that Vicenza geezer giving it that after he scored. Brilliant.
He was one of the best volleys of a ball I've ever seen. I absolutely loved him.
He robbed us. One of his volleys actually robbed us of an FA Cup. In '94, in '94, we were going to play Oldham in the final, and we would have probably won.
Yeah.
And in the 94th minute, Mark Hughes scored a volley.
Yeah, that's right.
That deprived us of an FA Cup.
That's a shame.
Let's wait an extra 3 years to win it.
3 years later, with Mark Hughes in the Chelsea team,
absolutely,
we did it.
Here is a question from Hasnan Mahmood. Thank you for your question, Hasnan. Do Chelsea need to go back to the 4-3-3 system like in Mourinho's first spell, and how would it benefit us if we do?
What that would do is give a bit more solidity in the midfield, which I think would be a massively positive thing. In fact, I don't really think there's too much difference between the kind of 4-2-3-1 and a 4-3-3. I think if you're on the defensive, one of those midfield players drop back. I mean, these formations are always kind of fluid. It's not like you're playing FIFA or Championship Manager. But I do want to see more solidity in the midfield. You know, but at the time he's talking about, we had Makelele, Lampard, Essien. I don't think we've got those sort of players even in the slightest anymore. Obviously, Nemanja Matic is in that mould.
Yeah.
None of the others are.
Yeah.
I would like to see more solidity. I think that's obviously what a player like Paul Pogba would have given us. But there's lots of others. I'd be surprised if in the bigger games we didn't see a sort of return for Mikel or a return for Ramirez alongside some of these more creative players.
I agree.
So
and that'll free Fabregas up as well.
Yeah, of course. So I agree with Hasnain that I think we should have a bit more solidity in midfield that kind of a three central midfielders rather than two kind of hanging back would give us.
I agree.
Do you want to do the last one?
Josh Davis, why not? I'm halfway there. Josh Davis, thank you for your question. Josh would like to know, if you were playing for Chelsea, if you could play for Chelsea, what shirt number would you choose and why?
27.
27?
Yeah.
Who's been a 27? Can you think of anyone?
I've got no idea, but that's not the reason.
Go on.
It's because Gianfranco Zola was number 25, John Terry was number 26. And,
Skillen will be number 27.
I'll be number 27.
It's like the improvement.
Yeah, the evolution. Yeah,
the evolution of
Chelsea legends.
Yeah, so it goes like the greatest Italian to have ever played the game, the greatest defender to have ever played the game,
and me,
and the greatest man to have ever played the game. Yeah, absolutely agree.
What about yourself?
It's very difficult. I think I already do. If ever I score a goal, on the odd occasion that I score a goal, I still give it a Di Matteo. Oh. That's still my celebration. So it would be fitting to be number 16. Wouldn't
Love it. Oh no, I'd clap you in the 16th minute every day.
Really? I don't like that tradition. It's not a tradition I'm a fan of.
Oh, sorry, mate.
But yeah, I think I'd have to go 16, or maybe number 7 for John Spencer, who was the first ever player I had on the back of a shirt. Wow. So yeah, one of those two. I'm just being given by Jack, who I don't think any of you have ever met. Also, if you've ever done a fan can, you've probably met Jack. But Jack's given me this sign, which means whoosh, get a move on.
And I'm getting quite emotional.
Jack we just wanted to honour this. We'd like to dedicate this episode of Backpage Blues to Jack Harmsworth, who is sadly moving on to pastures new. Yeah. But thank you for all of your hard work.
Cheers,
and
Jack.
He's itching to throw us a shirt as he blushes red. We have a winner of this, and I can't remember his name. I can't remember. I've got to check my phone. Sorry, Charlie, keep talking. I've done a draw, but I can't remember who I picked.
This is from the height of professionalism over there. Bevis. The height of professionalism over there sorts his life out.
I did a draw. Here we go.
This is from a time before Sky. If you want to buy your own one, go on there. But
thank you all for putting in...
This man has won.
Sorry. Thanks to everybody for putting in a request for this top. We really appreciate the support and giving the video the likes. It really does mean so much to all of us. I did a draw. I conducted a draw of everybody who put T-shirt into the comment, and I've found a guy called Oscar Bevis. So, Oscar,
Legend.
Get in touch with us if you are watching. Maybe Twitter's probably the best way to do it. Get in touch. This T-shirt is yours, and I will get it to you however you decide is best, either at the bridge or via post. That was hard work. Guys, thank you very much for watching, and as always, comment, let us know exactly what you think, and click subscribe if you haven't done it already. And remember, we are the champions.
They're not.
Perfect.
And we get Pogba, why don't we get John Stones? Blah, blah, blah. This is about the future Chelsea Football Club.
This is the most
when
important thing,
Paul Pogba has been retired from...